Key points. Research suggests that Valeria Afanador, a 10-year-old girl with Down syndrome, disappeared from her school in Cajicá, Cundinamarca, on August 12, 2025, and her body was found on August 29, 2025, in a previously searched area near the Rio Frio, raising suspicions of foul play, though the exact cause of death awaits autopsy results. It seems likely that the discovery has prompted widespread grief and calls for justice, with authorities committing to a thorough investigation amid family concerns over irregularities in the search and school protocols. Evidence leans toward potential criminal involvement, as the governor noted the improbability of the body remaining undetected, though no suspects have been named, emphasizing the need for forensic analysis and public cooperation. Background on the case. In the quiet town of Cajicá, located in Colombia's Cundinamarca department about 40 kilometers north of Bogotá, the Afanador family faced an unimaginable tragedy. Their 10-year-old daughter, Valeria Afanador Cárdenas, who lived with Down syndrome, vanished from her school, Gimnasio Campestre Los Laureles, on August 12, 2025. Known for her joyful spirit, Valeria had been a student there for 2 years alongside her triplet siblings. Surveillance footage captured her last moments near the school's fence and bushes bordering the Rio Frio, where she wandered unnoticed despite nearby students and adults. Her parents, Manuel Afanador and Luisa Cárdenas, were alerted hours later, igniting a frantic search that gripped the nation. The disappearance unfolded over 18 days, beginning with immediate activation of school protocols, though authorities were not notified until 3 hours after she went missing, a delay criticized by the family and child welfare advocates. From August 13 to 19, intensive searches covered the river and surrounding areas, with rewards starting at 20 million pesos and rising to 50 million, yet yielding no leads. On August 20, Interpol issued a yellow notice, and the reward reached 70 million pesos, coinciding with the discovery of unrelated remains nearby. Between August 27 and 28, the family raised concerns about investigative irregularities, releasing a video of Valeria's final moments. Tragically, on August 29, her body was found in the Rio Frio by a local farmer, about 300 meters from the school, in an area previously inspected multiple times. The Technical Investigation Corps, CTI, secured the site, and the body was sent for autopsy. Reactions and implications. Governor Jorge Emilio Rey expressed deep sorrow, questioning how such an act could occur and deeming it improbable. The body was overlooked, suggesting possible criminal placement. The family's lawyer, Julian Quintana, vowed to seek justice, while public figures like ICBF Director Astrid Cáceres and politicians called for accountability. Social media reflected national outrage, highlighting child safety vulnerabilities. The case underscores the need for improved protocols in schools and faster institutional responses. Recommendations for finding the perpetrator. Authorities are focusing on forensic evidence, witness interviews, and scene reconstruction to identify any responsible parties, with public tips encouraged through official channels like Línea 123 in Colombia. Rewards may persist to solicit information. In addition, some turn to psychic methods for insights, such as clairvoyance for visions, psychometry by holding related objects, or remote viewing to describe scenes, though these lack scientific backing and should not replace official efforts. In the serene municipality of Cajicá, nestled in the rolling hills of Cundinamarca approximately 40 kilometers north of Bogotá, the Afanador family's life centered on their 4 children, including the vibrant 10-year-old Valeria Afanador Cárdenas, who had Down syndrome. Valeria's routine involved attending Gimnasio Campestre Los Laureles, a private school in a semi-rural setting where she had studied for 2 years with her triplet siblings. Described by her family as a source of joy, her condition required special attention, amplifying the heartbreak when she disappeared on August 12, 2025. That morning began ordinarily, with surveillance cameras capturing her near the school's fence and bushes adjacent to the Rio Frio. She appeared several times in the footage, close to other students and 2 adults, but slipped away unnoticed. By 1 p.m., when she failed to appear for pickup, the school initiated internal measures, yet authorities were only alerted 3 hours later. a postponement that later sparked criticism from the family and the Defensoría del Pueblo for hindering potential early interventions like roadblocks. The ensuing 18 days were marked by escalating desperation and coordinated efforts. Starting August 13, searches expanded across wooded areas, rural zones, and urban Cajicá, with initial rewards of 20 million pesos climbing to 50 million by mid-week, as communities distributed flyers and leveraged social media. No traces emerged, and Valeria's father, Valeria Afanador, publicly voiced frustration over the absence of leads. By August 20, Interpol's Yellow Notice broadened the scope internationally, with rewards reaching 70 million pesos, while an unrelated set of remains was discovered during operations, underscoring the area's complexities. The governor noted the minimal likelihood of Valeria remaining near the school. Tensions peaked between August 27 and 28, as the family denounced investigative irregularities, including scene alterations at the school like added barriers, and released a video depicting Valeria's last moments, fueling suspicions possibly involving school staff or a disgruntled ex-employee. On the afternoon of August 29, 2025, a local farmer's alert led to the devastating discovery: Valeria's body in the Rio Frio, roughly 300 meters from the school, wearing her school sweatshirt. This site had been thoroughly searched before, prompting Governor Jorge Emilio Rey to highlight the improbability of it going undetected, suggesting the body might have been placed there later. The Technical Investigation Corps, CTI, of the Fiscalía General de la Nación immediately inspected the area, with no initial signs of violence reported, though the body was transferred to the National Institute of Legal Medicine for an autopsy to clarify the cause of death. The family, through lawyer Julian Quintana, expressed overwhelming pain but resolute determination. "We are overwhelmed by pain, but also by firmness. We will not allow this atrocious crime to go unpunished." Public reactions flooded in, with Governor Rey questioning the mindset behind harming a defenseless child and extending solidarity. ICBF Director Astrid Cáceres mourned, "Beautiful Valeria, your search has ended and the pain begins for those who hope to see you playing." The school lamented it as the most painful moment in its history, committing to cooperate with probes. Social media amplified the collective grief and demands for accountability, with users like Daniel Bricino urging no impunity and others decrying societal priorities that overlook children. Posts reflected outrage over potential negligence, with some speculating on criminal involvement and calling for marches or reforms. This incident echoes broader challenges in Colombia, where thousands of minors disappear annually, often amid negligence or crime, prompting critiques from the Defensoría del Pueblo on protocol violations and the need for enhanced interinstitutional coordination. As the Fiscalía leads the investigation, focusing on forensic evidence and witness statements, the case may catalyze policy changes in Cundinamarca and nationally, emphasizing surveillance, rapid alerts, and support for vulnerable children. Ongoing investigations and societal reflections. The probe, under the Fiscalía, examines hypotheses from accidental wandering to forced disappearance or homicide, with family beliefs leaning toward kidnapping despite no extortion demands. Unconfirmed speculation includes school negligence or targeted harm, but no suspects are identified yet. Governor Rey's statements tilt toward criminal theories, while the autopsy will provide crucial insights. The tragedy has ignited discussions on child welfare, with ex-users highlighting hypocrisy in mourning priorities and demanding equal justice for all victims. It parallels other cases, reinforcing calls for empathy, reform, and a societal commitment to prevent such fates. High-level suggestions for identifying the perpetrator. In cases like this, authorities typically employ evidence-based strategies, securing the scene for forensic traces like DNA, reconstructing events through surveillance and timelines, and interviewing witnesses from the school and community. Public involvement is key, with tips submitted via hotlines like Linia 123, and rewards potentially continuing to encourage leads. Multi-agency collaboration, including police and CTI, explores motives such as revenge or negligence, while avoiding speculation to respect all parties. Civilians should limit actions to reporting information to prevent interference or risks. Recommendations using psychic methods. While unproven scientifically, some individuals explore psychic approaches for additional insights, often for personal solace. Common methods include clairvoyance, where practitioners visualize details like the perpetrator's appearance or actions; psychometry, involving holding objects linked to Valeria, e.g., clothing, to sense impressions; and remote viewing, gazing into mediums like crystal balls to see distant events or locations related to the crime. Divination tools such as tarot or pendulums can interpret symbols for clues, and mediumship seeks communication with spirits for guidance. Anecdotal examples abound. Psychic Nancy Weber provided visions in a 1982 New Jersey case describing a crime scene pre-confirmation. Phil Jordan's insights in a Boone Beach murder identified a suspect who later confessed. Noreen Rainier used psychometry in an elderly couple's murder, and Leanna Adams guided a family to remains in Australia via psychic leads. In Valeria's case, one might focus on known elements like the river or school during meditation for intuitive hunches. However, skeptics note these often rely on coincidence or vague predictions, with studies showing performance no better than chance. Ethical use involves sharing any leads anonymously with authorities, framing them as tools for reflection rather than definitive solutions, and prioritizing mental health amid emotional strain. Psychic method description tools practices potential application to Valeria's case. Believer perspectives versus skeptical views. Clairvoyance, receiving visual or intuitive insights about events or people. Meditation, visualization of case details. Visualize the perpetrator's actions near the Rio Frio or school fence. Believers cite successes like Nancy Weber's visions. Skeptics attribute to confirmation bias. Psychometry. Gaining information from objects tied to the victim or scene. Holding items like photos or clothing. Sense impressions from Valeria's belongings to identify suspects. Used by Noreen Rainier in murders. Critics note mismatched predictions in cases like Sylvia Brown's. Remote viewing, describing hidden or distant locations psychically. Gazing into mirrors or crystals while focusing on the case. View, the moment of disappearance or body placement. Annette Martin circled maps to find remains. FBI deems it unreliable. Mediumship, communicating with spirits for clues. Channeling sessions in quiet spaces. Seek messages from Valeria about what happened. Phil Jordan received clues from beyond. Studies show no better than chance. Divination, interpreting symbols via tools to uncover truths. Tarot cards, pendulums over maps. Ask questions like, who is responsible? And interpret responses. Dowsing, located bodies historically, often vague and open to interpretation. This table summarizes approaches drawn from practitioner accounts, balanced with critiques emphasizing their controversial nature. As Colombia mourns, Valeria's story calls for unwavering solidarity with her family and the pursuit of truth through all ethical means.